Today's an exciting day for me. I got something in the mail this week that's going to allow me to customize this guitar neck for a guitar that I'm putting together. What it is neck illusions. They are vinyl decals that you applied, one, that protect your fingerboard, and two, allow you to do all sorts of things with how your guitar looks. Hey everybody, I'm Brant. This week I got this in the mail. This is from Neck Illusions. And in the box, which I've already taken a look at, I must be honest, I've got some very exciting vinyl decals that I'm going to apply to a guitar neck. On their website, which you should go check out for sure, it has 333 possible options for you to choose from just for guitar necks. They also do bass guitars, and they also do keyboards as well. Now, some of the designs are duplicated, but it depends on what type of wood your fingerboard is, whether it's maple or rosewood, bird's eye maple, flame maple. The list goes on. But there are so many different things that you can choose from on the website. Most of the designs have the option whether to include the dot inlays with the design or not. And of the ones that include dot inlays, a lot of times there's a bunch of different colors to choose from, whether they're the black dot inlays. You can even get red or El Dorado, which is kind of a gold yellow color. Really interesting combinations that you could do. You can also get custom messages done in particular fonts, or you can do custom designs, which you can add your own fonts or your own artwork. A custom design in which you provide your own artwork or font to put on the guitar neck will run you $29.95. For that, you have to do all the measuring of certain things yourself and lay it out and send it. Or you can pay a custom artwork fee, which will work with you and help design your artwork and place it on the fingerboard properly. This is actually the option that I chose because I really wanted to make sure that it was as good as I could get it. And I didn't want a chance mismeasuring something or having the frets not line up correctly with the lettering and so on and so on. I will say that when I emailed the company to talk to them about what I was looking for, they were very, very responsive. Mark, he was fantastic. We had multiple emails back and forth about what I wanted, what I was looking for. So I really got exactly what I wanted. There are some measurements that you need to take so that they can ensure that the decals are the precise size of the fingerboard and will fit between the frets. There are detailed instructions on the website about how to get these measurements. So let's see what I got in the package. This is a nice package. Just a little pamphlet, really. Neck Illusions graphics that protect. One of the selling points of the decals as well is that it covers the entire fingerboard. So it will protect the fingerboard from the friction and acids that are left behind from your hands from playing. Protect the wood. And they say that they last for, I think it was 3,000 hours of playing or something like that. Also, you can peel them off, and they recommend that you do take them off and clean and treat your fingerboard at least once a year. Oil it, whatever you need to do to clean it up. But that you can peel off the vinyl decals, stick them on some like wax paper if you don't have the original packaging they came with, and then reapply them. Typically, you should be able to do that a number of times before the adhesive on the back wears out. So here is the product in question that I ordered. This is for my project guitar that I am customizing for the school that I work for, which is Woodburn Elementary. and wood burn. So basically, I'm going to peel all these off and place them on the fingerboard and see what that process is like. I will say also that Mark, who I mentioned earlier over at Neck Illusions, was super generous. And when I told him the project that I was doing, and I sent him some mock-ups of kind of what I wanted, he created some headstock logos of the same material. So I'm going to be putting one of these on the headstock. It's something I wasn't expecting. I was expecting to have to go a different route with this, but he offered to provide that, and he gave me a whole bunch of them. So I can kind of choose what size, practice with them, which I actually already have. On this guitar, I've already applied it just to see if it would work. Anyway, I'm really excited to get started on this, so let's get to the bench. But anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start, I've already prepped the neck. I've cleaned up the frets and treated the fingerboard. So it's all clean and ready to go. No oils or anything like that on it. One thing that's really important here that I was told to do is in centering the decals should leave a gap on either side of about 1 millimeter. You don't want the decals right on the edge of the fingerboard, right up against the edge. So we're going to go ahead and get started and see how this goes. Another thing that Mark over at Neck Illusions told me was if I had any problems at all with the fit of any of the decals, to call them or email them and let them know, and that they would send me, they would replace it and send something else. So that one didn't have any lettering on it. I hope that's pretty centered. Looks fairly decent to me. I don't know if you can tell. Can you tell the difference between this and this one that's not done, or any of these that are not done? This is the only one I've done. I don't know if you can see the line there even. There's a slight color variation, but ever so slight. And I think once all of these are on, you wouldn't be able to notice the difference. So I'm just going to keep going. Oh, and the other thing is, I'm not being as good about this as I need to be. Not to grab too much of the adhesive with your hands. So that the oils from your hands don't wear out the adhesive, basically. All right. The other thing I like about what I did here, this is the design I wanted. I just wanted the lettering in kind of an athletic sports jersey type of font. But I had the option, Mark gave me several options of where I wanted the dot inlays, the fret markers, basically. And he gave me this option, so you can see him here at the bottom, which I thought was really neat. Because originally my idea, I didn't have any fret markers. And then Mark was able to add those in for me. It was fantastic. All right, so here's the first little portion of letter. And if I need to reposition any of these or anything like that, I can. What's recommended is if you need to peel them up, that you get a wooden toothpick and use that along one of the edges. So one, it doesn't scratch the fingerboard underneath, and it doesn't hurt the decal. I gotta say, these are fitting really nicely between the frets. They are bumped up right against the ends of the frets. Also trying to line them up well with each other so they don't look too jaggedy. Jaggedy, is that a word? It is now. I mean, I guess I can feel that it's plastic, or not plastic, well, you know, has a different feeling than the wood. But it's not hugely different, or it doesn't feel strange in any way. It actually feels pretty nice. Again, just trying to get them on as straight as I can. I'm trying to pay special attention to the letters and make sure the edges of the lines match up pretty well. Again, so you don't have any sense of things are crooked or off kilter or apparently jaggedy. I think this one is a bit wonky. So I just use that toothpick to pry that up. Super easy. Oh, that's too close. Actually, I can't tell where I've done it. There we go. That's a good sign when you lose track of which ones you've done already, because you can't tell them apart from the natural. Oh, I don't know if I might have to cut that one. That one looks like I might need to cut it some. If I mess this one up too badly, I always have that extra piece that he gave me. And I'm just going back and giving everything a little rub. I think that is pretty good. Can you tell any difference in the finish from what it was before? That's pretty amazing. You can kind of see where the decal ends. I think that looks fantastic, to be honest with you. Way better than I was expecting. I'm actually going to save this backing for when I need to treat the fretboard again. But that is looking really, really, really good. Really, really good. And I'm excited to put the decal on the headstock. I'm going to do that in a little bit. But again, Neck Illusions, if you want to do something like this or put some color or design or whatever you want on your fingerboard for $30 basically, you can. When I saw that Neck Illusions online did custom designs for $30, I paid another $50. I paid $80 so that I could get a little bit of hand holding and you know, make sure all the placement was exactly the way I wanted it to be. Well worth it. Well worth it. And then I got my headstock decal taken care of as well. Let me get to that next. I want to I want to do that part. I'll be back. So I'm going to use this logo here. I think there's a bigger one that I think I may end up using. But one thing I need to do with this headstock before I put the final logo on it is I need to sand this down and put some True Oil on it and treat it a little bit, because there is a slight discoloration here from where I removed the original logo from the guitar. So this is just going to be kind of a test to see how this goes, or so more I can show you how it goes. I have already done one guitar. So what I'm doing is I'm just putting an application strip over the logo here. Just kind of pressing it down. Actually, let me press it down on something hard. And while that's sitting for a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and put just got some soapy water here. I'm just going to drip some on the area where I'm planning on doing it. And that's in case I need to slide it around at all to position it. Really don't need very much, I don't think. And I also need a paper towel to dab all that up with. So let's see if I can get this off of the backing. The lettering on this logo is very thin and finicky. It's not coming up. There we go. And the key part of this is because the lettering specifically on the W here is not attached to the rest of the letters in the word wolves. So this is why I'm wanting to use the application strip, so I can keep the spacing correct. I'm just trying to coax it off the backing here. There we go. So now I've got this. I want to try and position it. This is just a test run to show you what, but with that soapy water, I can kind of move it around. I want to use something to kind of squeegee some of the water out of there. So I'm pressing down, not hard, so I don't want to tear or misalign anything. And the other thing is I'm dabbing up the water. I'm not wiping. Because again, I do not want to wrinkle the logo while it's still wet. I just want to dab the excess off. I cannot get over how good that fingerboard looks now. All right, so I'm going to let that dry for a little bit, and then I'll take off the application sticker. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes or so. So I'm going to see if I can take this application strip off. Potentially I can reuse this. Just pulling very gently. So the W is down. Excellent. That worked very, very well. There you go. Woodburn wools. Again, I'm going to redo the headstock at a later time, sand it down, put some true oil on it. I've taken this logo off, and I think there's a larger one that I'll end up using. I don't know. I'll have to play around with that and see. Yeah, pretty good. I'm really, really happy with the way that came out. Almost identical to what my mock-up was. Actually, I think it's better. I think it's better than my mock-up that I did, oh, so many moons ago. So here it is, all done. Man, Neck Illusions really, really came through for me on this project. And I've got to say a huge thank you to Mark over at Neck Illusions. Really, you should go check him out. I'm planning on getting another one at least. But this turned out great. This is exactly what I wanted for this project. Now the next thing to do is to put it all together. And we'll do that in another video. Hope you enjoyed this one. Thank you again for watching. And as always, wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a fantastic day. Cheers.